Okay, good afternoon. I had a momentary internet issue. Um, Let me give it a full 60 seconds, then I'll put up a short to make sure I'm up. I'm gonna keep my jacket on. Welcome, welcome. Gonna be talking about basketball today. Kabu Num Nogoha. Let's call my ancestors. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Abu Mama Dioha. Abu Mama Dioha. Ha ha ha. 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 Sansoneba. Ha ha ha. Inkeka. Ha ha ha. Sansoneba. Ha ha ha. Kala Kanu. Ha ha ha. Sansoneba. Ha ha ha. Kala Kanu. Ha ha ha. Kala Kanu. Ha ha ha. Kihoza. Ha ha ha. Kala Kanu. Ka ka ka. Boom. Kala Kanu. Sansoneba. Sansoneba na sansonebeze. Abu meze amadioha. Abu mamadioha ni meya. Abu mamadioha kanua. Sansoneba. Ka ka ka. Abu sansoneba. Ka ka ka. Abu sansoneba. Kachi boze femadioha. Femadioha. Ka ka ka. Abu femadioha nuaya. Ka. I'll get right into it. Thank you to my returning viewers. I want to get right into it, so I'll shorten the greeting today. I'll give you all four things for the new people. One, my government name is Chimoge Chijoke Ibe. Two, my matrilineal village is Ebem Mohafia. That's there in West Africa. EBEM space or comma and then OHAFIA. Again, the name of the village is Ebem and it's in a place called Ohafia. Look it up. Three, I was born during Capricorn time, what most people now call Capricorn season. I'm a son of Capricorn. And four, I publish music using the name Nkworie, Nkworie. It's also the name of one of my other YouTube channels. Check it out. And I usually capitalize the N and the second O. All right, let's get right into it. I've registered a viewer. Thank you very much. Every view is a blessing. Like, share, and subscribe. Every comment is a blessing as well. I read them at my discretion. Please leave them as you like. And of course, be respectful. Now, this is a very serious issue. You see, sports in the world today, I'm just going to go right for it, are greatly misused and devalued. You see, watching and participating in sports should be something that gives us pleasure, but that is not the only reason we do it, and that is not the central reason it's done. That doesn't mean that overall it won't be enjoyable, but sports is not just sports is not your romantic relationship. Okay, the central piece of it is not feeling pleasure. Let me move. Abu Mama Dioha, ha ha ha. 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 Abu Mama Dioha. You see, when we look at the sport of basketball today, and I've said before, I think its rightful name is something else. I think it should be called anger. Iwe, femadioha, flexing. Because that is what the sport is on a metaphysical level. But I'm going to use my terms for it and the term basketball interchangeably just so people know what I'm talking about. You see, when you see the sport of basketball today, I'll say worldwide. Of course, we can debate, but I'll say worldwide. I see two phenomena that are predominant. One, the phenomenon of clout chasing, and two, the phenomenon of, and I'll try and say it in English, the phenomenon of wasting all of one's energy on one play. Let me move. Abu Mamadio, ha ha ha, Abu Mamadio, ha ha ha, Abu Mamadio, ha ha ha, Abu Mamadio, You see, these phenomena have destroyed the integrity of the sport. And I think you can see it most in the phenomenon of over dribbling that stems from that. You see, there's no point in putting someone out there with four teammates if all they're going to do is grab the ball and go to the hoop themselves. Abu Mamadio, Abu Mamadio, Abu Mamadio, Abu I mean, there's nothing. It just you have a lot of refuse in the world today. Um, I'll just say two things. One, just because you've seen someone score while doing it doesn't mean it's an overall effective strategy. We have to ask ourselves what percentage of people can take the ball from the inbound point, go coast to coast. Or the second one we see so often is where you have the ball at the top of the key and you do something weird to get past your first defender and you go all the way to the hole. How many people do that? So when that's all you see in famous games, there's a problem. And even among the most famous players, what percent of them can do that? That doesn't mean that's a good strategy. Two, we have to ask ourselves, um, you know, uh, we have to ask ourselves if people are totally honest about how they perceive things. You know, there's a culture saying that, someone who's quote unquote good at dribbling is good to watch or whatever. I'm rethinking that. You know, if someone gets the ball and then they do this 10 times and move, is that cool? I don't know. Give me a second here. So yeah, I just had to take a second there. I'm gonna get something to eat again after this, but and also bonus piece of information: eat Brussels sprouts. Eat Brussels sprouts; they're good for you. But yeah, we really just have to ask ourselves: do we actually like what we're taught to like when we're watching the sport? I'm not even gonna really give the alternative of what should be good. I'll just leave it at that. We just really have to ask ourselves: overall, is the basketball environment what we want it to be? And I'll leave it at that. And I think that's the end of the video. So, you see the title. I say that people are destroying themselves to dribble. You have to ask yourself, how healthy is it to be doing that? Because 99% of people will get badly injured if they play like that. And even some of the most famous players get a lot of injuries. You hear a lot of talk about extreme measures they have to take to keep playing. And then you see what can happen, later in life. So I'll just leave it at that. But thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next time. But let's just improve things. Remember, no matter how good you think what you're seeing is, if not everything is what it should be, it could be better. Thank you.